Now we're going back to freaking 20s gangsta.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, look at them cement shoes there, see? Yeah, I bet they fit you pretty freaking good, see? Yeah. Welcome back, Close Enoughians. Are you ready for another exciting episode of Close Enough Podcast? I'm Mike.
Close Enoughians?
Close Enoughians. I don't know, man. It's
Closers?
Is that like a close talker? Like
Closers is better than Close Enoughians.
Close Enoughians.
Hey, you Close Enoughians, get off my lawn.
You ruffians? Is that where you got that?
Yeah, that's kind of
ruffian and Close Enoughians. Yeah, that's what you did there.
Yeah.
Well.
That's the image it puts in my mind. Get off my lawn!
I want to be that old guy sitting on the front porch with a bottle of whiskey, a glass of sweet tea, and a shotgun, sitting in a rocking chair. Just get the fuck off my lawn, damn kids.
Get the F off my lawn, sorry.
Hey, get the F. I wouldn't say get the F. I'd be like, I'm old and senile. I can curse when the fuck I want to.
You haven't seen that? It's the only Vine I think I've ever seen that wasn't retarded.
No.
Guy comes out and yells, "Get the F off my lawn!" And two kids go, "Sorry," and carry this giant F off of his yard.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
It was clever. I was like, there you go.
It's cute.
Like Vines are like YouTube for people with ADD. You know what a Vine is, right?
Yeah.
It's awful. We're back. Close Enoughians. Get off my lawn. This is Jay. You've got a drink of some kind there, I see.
As always.
Yeah, this is what we do with this part of the show.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Well, this is from the Avery Brewing Company, which is actually out of Colorado. It's called the White Rascal, and it's a Belgian-style wheat ale. If I saw this as a 5.6%, not too high. Just looked interesting. I like to try different Belgians.
Something you picked up at a 7-Eleven on the way over?
No, actually, this was at Total Wine.
Ah.
Yeah, I went and got one of those, multi-pack things.
Wow, that hit me over here.
Dude, I like it. I'd buy it again.
What's it taste like?
It tastes like a very typical Belgian.
It's a beer!
And made in America. I would buy this again.
That's good.
So, Jay, actually, quick question. Whoa. What do we...
What on earth is that?
It's the horns from Red State.
Oh, no. The horns from Red State?
Oh, you dick. Did you really?
You know I did.
Tell me that's not close.
I can't help but notice how those are not the same.
Tell me that's not close, man.
Yes, in that it's a note that pitches to another note. In this case, an up pitch. In that case, a down pitch. So, just as a matter of record.
Alright, fine. You won that one, too. Are you happy?
Yeah.
You won that. You kicked my ass in Jeopardy last week.
I did kick your ass in Jeopardy.
Royally. There were so many answers I knew, too. I was kicking myself the whole ride home.
You and your peppers, man.
I couldn't fucking believe you got that, man.
I know.
You
know, the only reason I know that is because of you.
I'm very aware of that.
Actually, I knew the Carolina Reaper one. I did know that.
Did you?
I did.
Because there's another one that they have made or are in process of making that's going to be hotter than that one, but I don't remember the name for it right now. It's just got like a scientific number on it.
I mean, at some point, it's got to go beyond... Like I know you're into ridiculous hot sauces, but there has to be a point where it's no longer enjoyable and it's just hot.
That to me is when I get one that is super extreme hot and there's no flavor to it. If I bite into it and it tastes like that dirt plant flavor, and it's just constant heat, I don't enjoy it anymore. But as long as I've got a good flavor to it, like if I take something that's that hot and say I'm going to cook it with some, garlic and something else that adds flavor to it, I'll still enjoy it.
Yeah, just at some point, give it a rest, I think is what I'm saying.
I agree with that. But, Guinness Book of World Records, people with fucking long fingernails. I mean, come on, it's going to keep going no matter what. I do have a quick question for you.
Shoot.
Do you give any shits at all about the fight coming up?
The
Mayweather-Pacquiao, yes.
Yeah, I give absolutely no shits.
Okay.
None given.
I'm actually really intrigued.
I understand it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I've got some friends that are into boxing. Don't care.
Well, I'll throw my 2 cents in. I'm not that big into boxing. I want Pacquiao to kill this motherfucker, though.
Sure.
Mayweather.
He's the little bouncy, South American dude?
Filipino? South American? I can't remember what he is, but yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking Mayweather, though, I don't know if you know, it says 14 convictions of domestic abuse on women.
That's all I know. Grope and punch, grope and punch.
And on top of that, when you learn more and more about this fight, it pisses me off more and more about this guy. He sits down and he broke down, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, I like this, okay, everything is his way. Pacquiao just sat there and said, okay, I'm cool with that. Whatever you want, man. I don't care. I just want
to
fight
punch you in the head, right?
Right? Exactly.
Whatever. We'll do it where you want. You pick the place, you pick the time, I'll punch you in the head until you cry.
Well, he's also something in his career is something, I don't remember what it is, but it's like 46-0. I'm like, okay, that's pretty impressive. I also found out later, I didn't know this, he gets to pick his fucking opponents. As he got up higher up in his career and he started getting a name for himself, he's like, no, I don't want to fight him. I'll fight him, though.
Who's this?
Mayweather.
So he stacked the deck against
He started pretty much every fight just was pretty much whatever he wanted. Everything as he got a name for himself went down as his rules, his way, his place, his money, everything.
Well, that's all well and good, but boxing can kiss my ass because you heard about what the Russians are doing, right?
No.
The Russian version of the UFC is called M1. They now have M1 Medieval.
What?
Yeah.
This is for real?
This is true. I'm not making this shit up.
Oh, dude.
Armored knights with swords.
Oh, that's awesome.
They get points for head strikes, they get points for torso strikes, and takedowns. But it's fucking cool.
What are the chances that somebody could die in this?
Oh, very slim. They're blunted swords.
Oh, okay. So they're trying to keep some safety measure in it.
Yeah, and I mean they're fully armored, but it's 3-3-minute rounds in an octagon, fucking armored up knights with swords.
I would love to watch that.
Yeah, fuck your boxing. This is cool. I guess I'll have to put a link to a video of one in the description down there. I'm actually pointing down like you guys can see me.
Yes, you are. All right, Jay. Well, back on topic. What are you thinking?
You know what, man? It's been a shitty week.
Yes, it has.
Every week, I don't know if you know this. I pick a topic that's just fun. That's pretty lighthearted, and I don't get pissed off about. And then sometime over the course of the week, something big and stupid happens, and I get angry, and I end up ranting about that.
Yes.
And this week is a twofer.
Okay.
Obviously, we've got the riots in Baltimore.
Oh, Jesus. Man, that...
And you know what? No. We're not even going to talk about this. Just go back to episode whatever the hell it was when we talked about the riots in Ferguson, and that's my opinion on this.
I'm going to say one thing.
What do you got?
Somebody posted a meme that made me crack up. It was like, man, everybody's burning down CVS's. I don't see the welfare departments getting burned down in Boston or in Baltimore.
No, I just think it's interesting, though, that the police department in this situation ran its investigation, found that there was some issue, and has indicted the officers. Wow, that's amazing. Justice is doing its thing. And nobody had to burn down a fucking CVS, or throw a chair through a sports bar window. But guess what happened?
Everything you just said.
Yep. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go into this rant again because I did this shit already, and it's the same situation.
Oh man, I can't remember who it was, but there was some sort of politician that's trying to get a big name out there in the up and coming events, and
it's because of the gay marriage.
No. This is because of the riots. That back when what was it, Ferguson and all that was going on, he had his word and he talked about it. Oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. As soon as this started, people started asking him about the riots again. I cannot remember who this guy was, but big name out there. And he goes, I just can't believe that this day and age we're doing that. It's like, just a couple months ago, you were just talking about it, and now you're like surprised that this one happened?
There's a Texas senator who's blaming the Baltimore riots on gay marriage.
Oh, God. No, I didn't hear that one.
Shut the fuck up. Take a step back and literally fuck your own face. So, like, all right, that's going on. I'm like, no. I already talked about that. Can't talk about that. All right. Nope. Still going to stay on my original lighthearted fun topic. Great. No problems. Nepal happens. You heard about Nepal?
Briefly. I haven't heard the details.
Massive earthquake. 8.0, I believe.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Big fucking deal. As of, I think today, the death toll is over 6,200 with thousands still unaccounted for. And, we're talking Everest Base Camp was taken out in an avalanche, 17 dead there. It's a big deal, and here comes the Christian right with, pray for Nepal, and, I started working up my rant on this, and it's going to be the same goddamn thing. Why would you pray? First off, prayer is completely worthless, because, God's omniscient and omnipotent, so if you're going to pray for something, he already knows what you want, and he already knows whether he's going to do it or not. So either he's already said no, and your prayer is fucking worthless, or he's already decided yes, and your prayer is redundant. Prayer is worthless. That aside, have you seen some of the fucking tweets that your pastors are putting out?
Oh, God, no, I have not.
It's, it's the same old shit.
Like I told you, I don't know much about twittering.
Tweeting, twatting.
Twitzing.
Praying, the number 4, the lost souls in Nepal. Praying not a single destroyed pagan temple will, the letter B, rebuilt, and the people will repent/receive Christ.
How many pagan temples are there in Nepal?
Technically, none, but they're mostly Buddhist and Hindi, so
okay.
If you're not a Christian, you're a pagan. Please pray for us, for the Baraji Hindu people located in India, Nepal, and Bhutan, to know Jesus, because that's the big problem right now.
That's why
yes, a building fell on them, but Jesus! Pray that the primarily Hindu and Buddhist people of Nepal come to saving faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. What is the world praying for? They're not. They're sending money to the Red Cross and the Foundation Beyond Belief and Doctors Without Borders.
Mm-hmm.
You can give money to all of those people. They're pretty decent charities. Go ahead and do that instead of putting your hands together and talking to yourself in a room. Or pray for believers in Nepal and India that this tragedy may provide an opportunity to show many the love of Jesus, turning tragedy to triumph. Fuck you. Hashtag fuck you. But I don't want to get worked up over this either. It's just the same thing.
I don't want to get worked up, man. You're already hyperventilating.
I know. I'm going to take my shirt off. I want to talk about what I want to talk about.
All right, go for it, man. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about video games.
Let's do it.
Video games.
Video games are good.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. This week.
Yeah.
They announced a brand new Video Game Hall of Fame.
Really?
To recognize the greatest video games of all time.
That's pretty cool.
I think so. They've announced the nominees for the first year inductees. These are going to be the ones that people get to choose from. I don't know how many are going to be selected, but there's 15 games.
You have the list up?
I do have the list.
How many nominated? There will be 15?
There are 15 nominated.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how many of them will make it or not, but these are the nominations. I'm just going to read them to you, and we'll talk about what you think should be there.
Sounds good.
What you think they missed. And you know what? Do give money to the Red Cross or the Foundation Beyond Belief or something, because that's shitty over there in Nepal. But don't just put your hands together and talk to yourself. Fucking do something. And after you've sent some money, play some video games, because they're fucking awesome. So 15 inductees. 15 finalists for inductees. They're going to be announced June 4th. That's about a month from now.
Okay.
But our choices right now, we'll go through them one by one. Angry Birds.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Angry Birds is on the top of the list.
Oh my god.
This is in no particular order. It's just, I think they're actually in alphabetical order.
But that's nominated for Video Game Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
That's going from Atari to PS4 and Xbox.
Yes.
Oh.
And PC games as well.
Okay, and PC. Wow.
And arcades. This is all video games.
Jesus.
We're talking pre-Atari to console video games.
How? I don't even think I have the words to describe how pissed off that makes me.
It is kind of shitty. It's a stupid game. I'm going to have to agree, though, that it really is a landmark game. Bringing casual gaming in and apps.
Okay.
It's an important game, even if it's a shitty game.
Yeah.
And it's a shitty game. But we'll move on. We'll talk about the next one. Big fan of this one. Doom.
I played the first one on PC when it was all ultra pixelated, and
it's still ultra
you couldn't move, and
it's fucking Doom. Though.
Yeah.
Doom is not the first-person shooter. I know Wolfenstein 3D.
Yeah.
Predates it, and there may be another.
I had Wolfenstein 3D on PC.
Spear of Destiny and all.
Oh, yeah. You tried every door, you never found the fucking right door over and over.
Load up 17 floppy disks.
Yeah. For you kids out there that don't know what a floppy disk is, you're probably too young to be listening to this podcast.
Floppy disk. I still have it, I think.
Do you actually?
No, I don't. I don't have a floppy drive in this. I thought I did.
Oh, shit. Do I have?
Yeah,
no,
you don't.
That's
either.
a hard.
Wow. Shit. Wow.
No one's
Monster Energy drink. The devil. Wow. 3 6s. Turn it upside down. Bottoms up for Satan. Wow. Sorry. The next one looks like 1993's FIFA.
Well, I love FIFA. I'm playing 2014 World Cup one right now, so I'm all right with that. But why is it specifically 1993, or is that as far as the series of the games goes?
It's the first one. It's the first of the FIFA series. It's been going on since '93.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I don't know that I've been playing video games since '93.
I had an Atari before that, but I never really got into gaming until way later.
2600, like River Run, and that's about it. I had Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on NES.
Diamonds to Demons. I did. Actually, I had Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Did you have the holographic pad?
Nope. I just had the controller.
Fancy shit. I don't know how I ended up with it. We were poor, but... Legend of Zelda.
You know, I haven't played much Zelda, but it is definitely one of the biggest games out there. I mean, it's got a cult following like crazy.
Agreed.
New
ones suck, but the old ones were good.
I was gonna say, didn't they just come out with a new game? Like
probably, it's one of their 2 cash cows.
But you know what? Good. I'm good with that.
I don't have any problems with that. Minecraft. You play Minecraft. You've seen somebody play Minecraft.
It's that thing that you play with
you've heard of Minecraft. Yeah. Pick, drop. Yeah. Give it a shot, dude.
I did for about 20 minutes and I was done.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get very far.
Well, I guess you don't have much imagination.
No, I just...
You heard about Denmark, right? Denmark and Minecraft?
No.
Denmark decided that they would make a full-scale version of Denmark in Minecraft.
Serious?
Yep. They opened up this server and they opened it up to people. And they had everything disabled, except for minecarts with TNT in them. They overlooked that one. So people went in, blew up Denmark, and built big Minecraft tanks and American flags on top of it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Aww.
It's Denmark. It's the friendliest fucking country in the world.
That's so sad.
Best video game in the world.
What?
You, sir, have died of dysentery.
Oregon Trail.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, if that was not like the origin of PC pixelated, like...
I think that may be the only video game I have a t-shirt for.
You do have a t-shirt for that.
I have a You Have Died of Dysentery pixelated oxen-driven cart.
That's right, you
t-shirt.
do. That's funny.
I know.
You know, I'm surprised it's on the list a little bit. I didn't know it was that big of a game.
It is. Just the other day, unrelated to this, and unfortunately it's not on the list, but I found an emulated version of Odell Lake.
I don't know that one.
Remember Odell Lake? You play as a fish?
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
No idea.
Yeah, it's like you're a fish and you swim around in the lake. It's like, oh, you found some algae. What do? Run away, ignore it, or eat it? Run away. Oh, you could have eaten that. Huh.
That was the game?
That was the game, yeah. Oh no, there's an osprey! Dive! Yeah, Odell Lake. Next on the list, I don't imagine we're going to have any complaints here. Pac-Man.
I want to let you finish the list before I say what I have to say about it, but I kind of feel like maybe I should just jump in.
Go ahead.
I get it. It's fucking Pac-Man. I mean, that is like the arcade game ever.
Mm-hmm. Unless
you really know much about the history of it, is actually Pac-Man didn't do shit. Mrs. Pac-Man is the one that took over that whole... Like, that was the one that everybody played. I forget what the hell I was watching. It was one of those, like, I don't know, American Pickers or Storage Wars or one of those types of shows. Something Hunters, I don't know. And they got a Mrs. Pac-Man machine, and they actually went through the history of the video game. And they were talking about how Mrs. Pac-Man actually was bigger and had more followers and has more of a cult following than the original Pac-Man.
I did not know that. But, Pac-Man, though, everybody knows Pac-Man.
I get it. It's a given.
It's like you said. It's fucking Pac-Man.
Yeah.
It better be on the list. There's a couple of games that I would have been angry if they weren't on this list.
Well, I've got a couple in my head right now, but I'm waiting to see if they come up.
I mean, there's a couple in my head that, as well, I think should be on the list that aren't. But we'll get to it. Next one, Pokemon.
Never played it for even a second.
Yeah, I despise Pokemon. Don't care for it.
Wait, like the cards?
No. The cards are not a video game.
I didn't think so. That's why I was confused. Oh, there's a fucking Nintendo-based video game.
Yeah.
Game Boy.
Oh, Game Boy's part of Nintendo.
It's still Nintendo NES. Whatever.
But, I mean, that's like the thing that they, Pokemon
I forgot that
Red,
even existed.
Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Silver and Gold, Pokemon fucking depleted uranium,
Pokemon Green Leaf, Blue Tree, Water,
Sapphire,
Spike.
Yeah, and they'll keep buying. It's the same fucking thing. Oh no, something or other appeared. It was super effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it should be on there, because it just, piles and piles and piles of games. And
I have no respect for it.
yeah, I see why it's there, but fuck Pokemon.
Yeah, okay.
It's a game where 10-year-old children are, oh, I see you're 10 years old. Well, here's a monster that breathes fire. Now wander the city, capturing animals and making them fight for enjoyment. Woo! It's kind of a terrible idea.
No, when you lay it out like that, it really does sound much worse.
Yeah, it's a really shitty game.
Anybody would think of.
Pong.
Hells yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, that when I was a kid, that was by far one of my favorite games,
Pong.
man. Like I said, I grew up with fucking original Atari, man. I had that shit and played the shit out of Pong.
Just Pong.
Yes.
The Sims.
Never really played it.
It's soul-sucking. It's like, why am I playing a game about a guy taking the trash out and going to work?
Yeah.
I should be taking the trash out and going to work.
Walk your dog and do exercise and take a bath and have sex. And
No.
But,
no.
Yeah.
I used to build torture houses.
Nice.
Where I'd build a big room with 4 small rooms on the side with nothing but a refrigerator in them so they can get some food. But it's not big enough for them to lay down. There's no bathroom. So they just sit there and eat and wet themselves and go crazy. And then I let them out, let them interact with each other. And they're all fucking scarred and terrible human beings. And they scare each other and they piss on themselves and they smell bad. And it's fun.
That sounds like I would actually watch that.
Yeah, it's the wrong way to play the game. But at the same time, it's the right way to play the game.
I would watch that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, again, never was an ongoing fan. But I can see that. I mean, Genesis, Sega's not really prominent anymore.
Well, they haven't done anything since their last flopped system. They're just a software developer now.
But I was going to say they still do software.
Sonic put them on the map against Mario.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Sonic was their staple that they made an entire system revolve around that game pretty much.
I mean, it was fast paced. It was a scroller, but it was like we're right on top of shit. You're running around, eating all them onion rings, and just bam, right on top of shit.
How about that piss you off? You'd be running through something you've never played it before. You go through a big loop. You're flying. You're like, yes, I'm collecting all these rings. And bing, you hit something, lose all the rings, and then you're spending 20 minutes trying to find more fucking rings so you don't die.
Onion rings. All right. How about and this is a stand-up console, arcade console, Space Invaders.
I also had that on my Atari, so yes.
Space Invaders was the first video game to use a microprocessor. So.
Fully deserving.
Yeah, I have no problems with that. That is, and that's back in the day,
Yeah.
Like, my parents did I had to walk uphill both ways in the snow, carrying my little brother on my back, 5 miles to school. And, what are we going to bitch about? When we're old, when I was a kid, you couldn't beat a video game. It just got harder and harder and harder until you died.
Or, well,
like life.
You even said like Mario, there wasn't save spots throughout the whole game. You lose your lives, man. You go all the way back to the damn beginning.
You sit down and it's like, I could probably get through the first couple of levels of Mario blindfolded because I've done them so many times.
There ain't no way I'm beating that game now.
Speaking of Mario, he's here.
It better be. That's number one right there. Has to be on the list.
The Super Mario Brothers. That is the game. It's not the first time you saw Mario. Mario showed up in. He was the protagonist in Donkey Kong.
Yes, you're right.
But Mario's held Nintendo's head above the water for a long time.
It's still going.
Yeah.
From Mario Kart, Mario Party, Smash Brothers.
Here's another has to fucking be here. Tetris.
Oh, God, yes.
Tetris, yeah.
Dude, you know how many stressful hours were spent playing that game? Because no matter what, even when you got to level 10, you're just like, God damn it.
I'll tell you about this, man. I spent years and years playing Tetris, and now I can pack a car like nobody's business. It's just like, all right, put the suitcase here. We'll put the duffel bag there. As soon as you complete a row, it disappears. Tetris taught me how to load a car.
Tetris is definitely deserving on that list.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really is. Because it's not just what it was, and it was one of the original NES games. It's still being remade for apps for phones. You can still buy it for a version of it for pretty much any system at this point.
Mm-hmm.
In every...
And it holds up.
Look at all these other games that are almost identical to it that, they stole Tetris.
Every now and then I sit down and I'm like, oh, it's going to kill about 4 hours. I'll just play Tetris. Tetris still, 20-some-odd years later, can hold my attention for 4 or 5 hours.
And it'll still make your heart jump just as bad when you start speeding up. You're like, God damn it, I just want one straight
slide.
Yes.
And you miss and you're done. You're like, oh, my entire plan.
Or all you're waiting for is one of two pieces, and they send you everything but the one of two pieces
left
that you fucking
squiggle.
Need. Yeah. Oh.
Left squiggle.
Left.
Line piece. Line piece. Line piece. I'll have to link to that, too. And the final of the 15.
Oh my God, we're already at the end.
We're already at the end. Wow.
Oh God, wow.
Yeah.
Never played it.
Apparently it's better than sex.
Apparently it is one of the most addicting things of all time from people I've known.
Because there are a lot of people playing WoW instead of having sex.
Yeah. My old roommate I had, man, he would come home from work and grab something out of the fridge, disappear for...
Something. Let me guess. A Hot Pocket.
A Hot Pocket or a beer or Mountain Dew. It was pretty much... Yeah.
A Hot Pocket and a Code Red Mountain Dew.
Fucking disappear in his room for God knows how long.
Come
Come back out still in his work clothes. Sit down and smoke a cigarette. Be like, I need to take a break. And then go back in again. I'd never see him. I'm like, holy shit.
Well, I think WoW is deserving to be on this list because of its amazing introduction and ongoing. Millions of people play. This is the MMORPG of all. I don't care for it.
You're right.
Yeah. So that's the list. 15 games. Those are the choices. Some of those games will make it. Some of them won't. We'll find out in a month. Did I miss anything? Did they miss anything, rather?
Oh, man, I'm sure. I really...
Well, what would you have put on there?
Pitfall. Honestly.
Why?
It's one of those staples. It's one of the first side-scroller types that gave you that feel that pretty much that design is what created, I would say, easy 80% of NES and everything else that came after that for when, side-scroller was what it was throughout the early 90s, first half of the 90s.
I've got one.
What's that?
Grand Theft Auto 3.
I was never a big Grand Theft Auto fan.
Again, whether you're a fan or not, that was the game that brought about Sandbox.
True.
Yeah, that was the first time you got in a game and it was like...
I can go anywhere.
Go do something. Before that, games were pretty much like, you do this. It's like playing Medal of Duty.
Yeah.
And,
wait. Okay.
I know what I said.
I get.
Yeah. Sushi Fish knows what he's doing. And, you're railroaded. Everything is a fucking... you gotta go right here. You have to do that. It's not like... It's like, I gotta shoot that guy over there. Let me figure it out. So, Grand Theft Auto came out, and then there was Driver, which was sort of an open world.
Never played that one.
It's not very good. It's like Grand Theft Auto without getting out of the car. But now, there has to be a sandbox. If it's not a sandbox thing, if I can't go anywhere I want, people don't want to play it.
I disagree. Because, BioShock games. Come on, man. Those are some of the best games ever.
I don't think so. They were enjoyable, but, the first two were good. The third one, Infinite, I couldn't care less.
I love that. I've beat the third one more than I've beat the first two, either of them.
Yeah, I'm actually getting rid of mine. But, I think the Grand Theft Auto sandbox mentality brought about, in my opinion, one of the best Xbox games, Morrowind.
I never played it.
It's an Elder Scrolls. It's Skyrim. It's
yeah. There's a whole line of those.
Yeah, but Morrowind was the big one. I think it was the second one, or maybe the third one that came out. Second one, I think. But that and the Fallout games, the Fallout series, where it's like, okay, go.
You're gonna have a couple hundred missions anyways. Pick how you want to do it.
And to me, that's gaming. I want to sit down and just lose myself in another world for a couple hours. And I do enjoy Grand Theft Auto, because I get home at the end of the day, and it's like, I just want to set up on the roof with a sniper rifle and shoot everybody walking by. Now I've got two choices. I can go up on the roof with a rifle and shoot everybody walking by, or I can take off my pants, pour a rum and coke, and play Grand Theft Auto for an hour and a half, get it out of my system, and nobody has to die.
True. I was thinking about it, and I'm actually probably one of the last people you'll expect to say this, but there's no racing games in there. I really figured, because Atari had 2 or 3, and they were literally
Cruising
you could
USA.
put eventually Cruising USA, yeah, but going back to Atari, it was literally your car was in one of 3 lanes, just go back and forth. That was all you had to do.
You had to dodge
taillights,
traffic.
Yep. And then as it went on, eventually, one of the biggest lines right now, Need for Speed.
Need for Speed is terrible, but Need for Speed has brought about the best rally game ever, V-Rally.
Yeah.
V-Rally was fucking good. But no, I can't think of any racing games that really... Maybe the original Gran Turismo. And what, to me, really made that one unique among racing games is, you go out, you get your car, you go out, you race, and you win money, and then you upgrade your car. So you can have, well, this is my car. I've got these mods on it. It's built the way I like it. I've tuned the way I like it, which has led to, the Forzas. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know this. I play Forza online with some friends.
Oh, I know.
We try to meet. Well, we used to meet up once a week. Now or once a month or so we meet up, and we've got our cars that are built our way, tuned our way, painted our way. That's my car, and there's nobody else out there with a car like it. You've got me talking racing games. You should never do that.
All right, I'll change the topic then. There is another game, actually, that I think is on there, and I know you'll disagree with me, but to me, I think it needs to be there. The first Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Okay.
Because back when that came out, just about everybody, I didn't care what style, personality, what video game you played, almost everybody either had it or their friend had it and they played it. And that opened the doorway to other types of games and sporting games that you wouldn't normally have. The being able to do that design, which, now they're on Tony Hawk, I don't know, 427, I'm not sure. But it opened up
420, lol.
No. But it did open up a doorway for which I guess now they have, snowboarding games and BMX games and other skating games. There's other brands of skating games with different people that have created their own shit. All came from that first Tony Hawk game. And it's just like that whole form of aggressive sports. And not even that. Now that I'm thinking about it, they have like street basketball and street soccer games and street this and that of other sports. Street football. And it just being able to do like the sports in the city kind of thing, that all still derived from that first Tony Hawk game.
I don't know. That kind of game I never appreciated. Because it's like... it's like you watching a NASCAR game. Or watching a NASCAR race.
Okay.
You look at it and you go, I've done that shit. I've been out there, I've raced it, I get it, I enjoy it. But it's like, I don't want to watch somebody play baseball. I'll play baseball. Baseball's a fun game. I'm lousy at it, but I like it. But I don't want to watch someone play baseball. I don't want to play a baseball game. It's not the same to me.
See, I agree. Well, like baseball, I don't really want anything to do with.
Or Madden, or even FIFA.
Oh, I'll play FIFA all day long. I watch my FIFA. I watch my soccer games. I do that. But I don't know. Just a couple. I mean, was there anything specific you were thinking of?
No, just Grand Theft Auto. I thought was. I mean, sure, I could throw a lot of games on that I think are groundbreaking and absolutely need to be there. But
oh yeah, even newer games. I'll go as far to say Last of Us. But
Last of Us is an interesting narrative-driven game.
Very, very well done. Amazing graphics. Great storyline. There's so much to it that was worth it. But it's not classic. It's one game.
I mean, Angry Birds is on here. Classic isn't.
That's true.
Like I said, the reason I threw Grand Theft Auto on there is because it was a genre-defining game. Like it or not, Grand Theft Auto 3, specifically, was a turning point in what people expected from games.
You're right. Okay.
And it was just hey, do whatever the hell you want. I mean, there are some games that I may not have even enjoyed, but I thought that, Mirror's Edge, for example.
Never got to play it.
You know what it is, though?
Yes.
The first-person parkour game, or the motion sickness simulator.
I've heard that.
I've never beat it, because it's like, well, I gotta jump off this pipe and land on that pipe. Except it's first person, so I'm just looking at a wall.
Oof.
The fuck?
That sounds horrible. Oh, Portal.
Portal is a,
I mean, I'm
so sick of people telling me the cake is a lie. You're not original. But,
it's basically, it's a
puzzle game.
It's a very advanced puzzle game. And I haven't played it that much, but I think I beat the first one. But, I haven't played much of the second one at all. It's fun. It's done very, very well, and I think it's kind of redefining in a sense. I don't know how other games are out there that have that. I mean, it's a full puzzle strategic game. Very little, fighting, but
well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see which one of these 15 makes it into this year's class, and who knows, maybe next year, one of these ones we were talking about will make it in.
True. This week's Close Enough podcast is brought to you by Clockwork Garage. Clocks, keychains, and more made from recycled auto parts. Visit clockworkgarage.com.
You know exactly what time it is?
It's probably about time for me to have another drink and then go to bed because I got a bit for work in the morning.
No.
No?
Movie review time.
Movie review. We haven't done that in a while. It's a little giddiness there. Yeah, movie review time. It's been a little bit. I'm still confused on this one, but tell me about this movie, Jay.
This week, we watched Journey to the West. This is a Stephen Chow film, sort of a tongue-in-cheek martial arts film about a young demon hunter who seeks to reform demons rather than destroy them. What did you think of this ridiculous film?
Oh my lord, man! It was. I'm gonna use a quote from one of my favorite movies, and it's a really cheesy quote, but I know you can be overwhelmed, and I know you can be underwhelmed, but can you ever just be whelmed? I'm so. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, when I watched it, I literally went in thinking this is gonna be fucking awful, because the other shit he's done to me, like Shaolin Soccer was funny.
I like Shaolin Soccer.
But that was about it. The other one, Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle, I like that as well.
God, I did not like that in any way, shape, or form, dude. I thought it was horrible. This was entertaining. I went through the whole movie without falling asleep. And I definitely laughed at some parts, man. There was some shit that was fucking hilarious. And a lot of it, though, was just so outrageous. Like, I had the hardest time taking... Well, you're not supposed to take it seriously. I know, no. It's a comedy.
It placed itself strategically right outside the realm of serious plausibility.
Oh, I know. But it didn't go as far as the other movies had.
Agreed.
With the comedy.
Agreed.
So, when they started, like, in the whole first scene with the demon fish, the whole time, they don't show it. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? It's a monster fish that has a big elastic tongue and kind of the face of a tiger with spikes.
Well, it was like a Chinese dragonfish.
Kinda, yeah. But it was interesting. I almost felt like they showed it a little bit too much, though.
We're going the anti-Hitchcock thing there?
Very much. Oh, dude, I'm not using that as my backup.
But that's what you...
I was excited to see it, and then when they did show it, I was kind of really expecting something much worse. And then when it turned to a human, I'm like, what the fuck?
I made it about 15 minutes into the movie, and I just had to stop. I had to get up, and I had to get a big bowl of popcorn.
I wasn't sure where you're going with this, because you told me you liked it.
I did. No, but this was the kind of movie that you need to sit down with your friends with a big bowl of popcorn and just watch it and just enjoy what it is. Because it's not serious enough to be a serious movie. It's not funny enough to be a funny movie.
No.
But I think it's on the right side of that line between them.
You think it has like that right amount of cheese?
Because it's really easy to be too cheesy.
Yes.
It's way too easy to go too far on it. And at the same time, I'm a big fan of martial arts movies, but a lot of them are fucking ridiculous.
Oh.
I mean, they can be great. Have you seen Hero?
Yeah.
Hero is fantastic.
That was a good one.
It is such a good movie. But it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's wire work in it. There's that scene where they're bouncing off the surface of a lake with their sword tips. It's dumb.
Like, I never saw... was the Tiger Dragon...
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Yeah, I never saw that one.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff, fuck you. I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong. But, see, this movie, I think, was sort of a tongue-in-cheek look at... And everything Stephen Chow does is sort of a two fingers up to traditional martial arts movies.
Okay.
It's entertaining, and I sat down, I watched it, and for an hour and a half or more, I was pleasantly surprised. I kept seeing, reoccurring roles. Stephen Chow likes to use the same actors, like
I didn't notice.
The Monkey King.
Yeah.
The Monkey King, the demon that he was going to find. I believe it was the same actor as the #1 killer in Kung Fu Hustle.
Sad. Don't remember that well.
But I loved the sort of breaking the fourth wall where the movie sort of knew what it was. I think there was the one scene where the guy was getting punched in the face, saying, "Don't punch me again, I'll explode."
Mm-hmm.
Just the awareness that the film had about itself. I enjoyed it.
Alright, well, I guess let's break it down a little bit, and some characters and some scenes and shit. The chick, when she appears, the female hunter, Shuan.
Oh, I have no idea, dude. I can't remember English actors. Except for Chiwetel Ejiofor. For some reason, I know that name.
Who?
Chiwetel Ejiofor. The operative. What the hell was his name?
I don't know what you're...
Lola. from...
yeah.
I had to practice that guy's name for like 2 hours before the podcast because I didn't want to dick it up.
I remember that. Yep.
So now I can remember that name.
Interesting. Okay, well, what did you think about the chick? I mean, I actually kind of liked her character. She was one of my favorites. A little over needy, though.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But that was her character.
Yeah. I thought her face was too wide.
Too what?
Too wide. Very wide face.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's my problem. No, I enjoyed her character. I thought she was interesting. I thought her sister was hot.
I knew you were going to say that. Actually,
yeah,
I figured you'd say both of them were hot. I thought you were going to say both of them were hot anyways.
Well, maybe if her sister wasn't there, but wow.
I think
I fucking love that scene where
I was just about to say that was my favorite scene in the whole movie with the mimic dolls or whatever it was called.
That was great.
Oh my god, that was fantastic because you could tell the one guy was like, "Do I want to do this? Am I attracted? I think I have a boner. I can't tell." He just had that look on his face, like I'm so confused.
I love him later with Prince Impotent.
Yeah,
important.
Impotent. Every time I read it, I had the hardest time. I was like, wait, impotent, important, impotent, because it kept switching.
They kept making the joke, and it was like, what are you doing?
Oh, my God. Oh, his little assistant, though, I wanted to reach through the screen and smack her. Just do what he's saying at this point. Get the guy's foot off him or whatever the hell.
You still have to pay us.
Yes, I know that. Just go away. Oh, see, that was the most annoying character, though, to me. Besides his servant or whatever, the Prince... Important or whatever the fuck his name.
I liked him. I thought he was fun.
Most obnoxious character in the movie to me.
He was supposed to be obnoxious, though. Again, that was his character. I love the part when he's like, "Oh, you? No. What about you? No. You? Oh, I've never been with a man before, so be gentle. I'll try."
That was pretty funny. Oh man.
I enjoyed. I enjoyed the film. I can't think of anything that I had no qualms about it because it was dumb. And it knew it was dumb, and it was okay with that. And I knew it going in that this is going to be silly.
But going all the way back to one of the worst movies we ever reviewed, Rubber. It was dumb. It knew it was dumb. It was supposed to be dumb. And we hated it.
Yeah, well, Rubber knew it was dumb, but Rubber was also a fucking insult to everyone's intelligence who watched it by design.
Nah, good point. I knew you were going to bring that up. I don't know.
Because it's true. No, this movie... It's like, oh, this is kind of silly, and this will entertain people for the amount of time it takes to eat a thing of popcorn and watch this movie. It did what it was supposed to do.
Definitely was entertaining.
I would have seen this, like, had I known how much I would have enjoyed it, I would have paid, like, full price. Not even cheat and go through the outdoor thing and get the senior tickets like I usually do. But I would have paid full price for this, and I would have walked out happy about it.
Really?
Yes.
No, see, I don't think I would have paid for it.
Yeah, well, you don't like movies, so.
Whatever. I don't even have a response on that one.
Good.
You fucking dick. There was some... all right, let's jump forward to the end a little bit here. The Monkey King or whatever. I was a little confused when his master told him to, go to him for advice. Because they didn't really specify whether or not he was a demon. And then you get there and you find out he was...
I think they did. I think they did specify that he was a demon.
Before he went there?
Yeah.
Because I was that whole scenario, that whole situation, I was a little confused. Oh, he doesn't exist. Nobody's seen him. He's just a myth. Oh, yeah, he exists. He's in this area. And, he gets there, he sees him, and, of course, he's fucking crazy because he's been alone for 500 years or whatever the whole thing was. And so I expected that. I didn't, at first, expect the whole demon thing. And then, when he's like, oh, use this. And, and then he tries to escape, and shows how he gets trapped down there. I was like, okay. This all makes a little more sense to me now. I don't know why. I was a little confused before all that. But then, when he lets him out, I definitely expected him to look a little different, dude. That was like this, like...
You didn't expect, Abu from Aladdin?
No, I wasn't going to say Abu from Aladdin.
Samurai.
He looked like a slightly grown-up version of Jumanji. And the kid turned into the monkey on Jumanji.
Yes! Yes, he did!
Like, the same face makeup, even.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, that's all I could picture the whole time. I was like, they took the kid from Jumanji and put him in a samurai outfit. Like, what the fuck? And what made him so powerful? Like, what was it about? Because they didn't even specify. All of a sudden, he could just, do everything
There was a specific thing a reason he was powerful. I think the reason they were going to him was because he was the most powerful.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out, too, if they ever went through any reason. Like, they went through the backstory of everybody. They didn't really go through his backstory except that he, denied Buddha. and denied his teachings. So
Can't
Buddha
believe
trapped
it's
him.
not Buddha.
Anything else you want to add with the...
I had one big qualm about the movie.
Oh, you did have one?
I did. I remembered what it is. The title.
I was actually going to bring that up. I'm glad you reminded me. I forgot all about it.
The Journey to the West.
There was... No.
There was.
Huh?
At the very end of the movie.
Well, yes.
They go on a journey to the West with the three, recognize the three guys.
Yeah, they were all the
three
demons.
demons that he had captured. They were going to find enlightenment in the West. They should have titled this movie anything else, because the Journey to the West doesn't happen in the fucking movie.
That's how it ends.
I read a book
Okay.
called The Grey Hunter, and it was about this clan of warriors, and the highest echelon in this clan was the Grey Hunters.
Okay.
And you had to do something extraordinary to become a Grey Hunter.
Okay.
It's not just like, you've been here this long, all right, you're a Grey Hunter. You had to earn it. It's like a knighthood. And the story was...
But Elton John's a knight.
I don't have any problem with Elton John being a knight. Now, in this particular story, the guy's sitting down with a group of neophytes, brand new warriors, just inducted into the clan. And he's, oh, you're a Grey Hunter? Yeah, well, how did you get to be a Grey Hunter? He's, oh, gather around the fire and I'll fucking tell you. And then the whole book takes place in a flashback. And it's a whole story of, he did all these things. And it was a great story. I really enjoyed it. And the last chapter in the story, in the last fucking paragraph, he finishes, and that's that. And one of the neophytes goes, is that how you got to be a Grey Hunter? And he says, no, it's not. But that's a story for another time. No, it's fucking not! That's the story I paid to read!
That sounds horrible.
It was a great book. It really was. And the last chapter pissed me off. So that's what happened in this movie.
Okay. And I agree with that. I was waiting the whole time. I'm like, where's this west part of the Germany? Because the only other time that the West was brought up was when they fake kidnapped him.
Oh, God, the guy with the blood.
That was
I
great.
loved that.
That made me laugh. That made me laugh.
That's what I'm talking about, though, the fourth wall, where they're trying to have a serious conversation the whole time. He's got blood spraying.
And he's the only one that's making sense. And they're like, no, you're an idiot. He just keeps moving the hose over to the side of his face a little bit. Somebody help me turn this off? No? Okay.
When they hit him on the head with a mallet and the thing just screeches to a halt.
Oh, God.
Watch yourself.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I can't fault the movie for its title.
I would have expected something else to do with its title, though.
Yeah, I mean, as much as it irked me, I went into this movie knowing that it was a Stephen Chow film, and that it was called Journey to the West. So I was 50% off. But
Okay.
I knew what I was getting. I knew what I was in for, and I was happy with what I got. I just wish they would have called it. It's like Wanted. You've seen Wanted.
Of course.
You've read Wanted?
No.
No?
No.
Oh. All right, well, let's do this then. World War Z.
Yes.
You've seen World War Z?
Yes.
You've read World War Z?
No.
You need to read some fucking books, dude.
I own World War Z, and I have not read it yet.
Get on it. Seriously.
I started listening to the book on tape while I was driving somewhere one time.
It's one of those things where the movie's not bad. The movie's not a bad movie.
Unless you read the book.
Wasn't a bad movie. They should have called it The Fraternity, because it had nothing to do with Wanted at all.
Fight Club.
I've not read the book.
I read the book and seen the movie.
It's on my list of things to do sometime, but my life is very busy right now.
Right, I understand. Oh, Clockwork Orange. That book is so much more fucked up than the movie.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh my God.
It's just, if they'd picked a different title for this, I think the biggest example of the wrong title is the film Naked Lunch.
No idea.
I can think of two things wrong with that title.
Nobody was naked and they weren't eating lunch.
Exactly.
I've never even seen or heard of this movie. So.
It's a classic. Well, you ready? Slow down there, honks. We still got half a podcast to go. You want to put numbers on this?
Let's see. 1 out of 10. I'm gonna have to go with an even 5.
Even 5.
Because I know that didn't make any sense. I said that on purpose.
Even's right in the middle. I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Even though
5 is not a number.
By 2.
Yeah. But really, because it was entertaining. It didn't spark fireworks in me though. If I watch it, it's gonna be a very long time down the road, and it'll have to be with other people, and I'll have to be drinking a lot. I don't think I would ever sit down sober and watch this movie again, which I did this time. I was completely sober watching it. I'm
going to disagree with you. We're going to call this one an 8 because it did what it was. it did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
I laughed, I cried, I bought the t-shirt, I ate some popcorn. That was a good movie.
When did you cry?
What's that?
When did you cry? What part did you cry?
At the end, when I figured out the title.
Oh, okay.
I was so mad, I popped a boner and tears came out.
Okay. Yeah, we've all done that.
But, no, we'll call it an 8.
Okay.
It was entertaining, and I would recommend it to other people. Especially if you were a fan of Shaolin Soccer or any of his other previous works.
This is definitely, like we had already said, a lot less on the cheese factor than Shaolin Soccer or Kung Fu Hustle.
They definitely brought it home.
Yeah.
Reeled it in a little, and I think that worked in its favor.
I agree. If it was that over the top, I don't know if I could have finished it.
Well, guess that puts a close on this chapter.
Oh, Lando City. Sorry, they're playing tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
I'm excited.
You're part of the purple cult. I get it. But
the purple cult.
The purple cult. Yeah. But it's true. It's kind of a creepy. I'd like to go with you. I don't have the time or the money.
Oh, I don't go to the games. I just watch them. I don't have the money to go to the game. With it, fucking $60 a game for bad seats, and they're already overpacked. The seating, they're only opening up. They're pretty much selling out every game at this point.
Well, yeah, because they've decided to move to a smaller stadium. Moving on, though, we've got to pick a movie for next week.
Yes, we do.
So let's drag the trash can on over here, fish around in there, and we're going to watch... Can I put it back and pick a different one?
I don't think that's allowed. What is it?
Left Behind.
What?
Left Behind.
Who the fuck suggested Left Behind?
I don't know. I don't fill this.
We only have, so many listeners. That's Nicolas Cage, right?
Nicolas Cage. At some point, he's going to lose his shit.
But it's the Christian book series or whatever, right?
Moving on. We'll just push through this.
Ah, fuck. All right.
Next week, we're going to be watching Left Behind.
And if you don't want to be left behind, make sure you watch the movie.
Oh, that's sleek.
You like that?
Yeah,
okay.
We'll use that. All right, so on to the news.
Nope. We still have quiz time.
We're still doing quizzes. I thought we settled this.
Well, this is more for fun now.
No, we settled this, dude.
Yes, I know. You beat me in Geopardy.
I beat the shit out of you in Geopardy.
Yeah.
Even though you cheated twice.
I didn't fucking cheat.
You cheated.
How did I cheat? I was in the negatives.
Endorphins was not in the form of a question.
I said it. Endorphins?
That's not how it works.
It was a question. Anyways, no, these are more for fun quizzes at this point.
All right, well.
This has nothing to do with the movie. This isn't, some serious one right now. Like I said, we're just having fun. I'm going to call this quiz Blue Chips.
Those are those weird tortilla chips that everybody eats around in the bowl?
No.
The basketball movie?
Yeah. Fuck.
White men can't jump.
I was really kind of hoping you didn't know that one too. I
know things. I know some
Yeah,
things.
but it's a basketball movie. I'm surprised I even knew that. Alright, I'll just call this, what does Jay know about the Blue Book? Yeah, that works.
The Project Blue Book?
Nope.
The Kelly Blue Book?
No. In this quiz, every question you get to choose from one of 4 answers. It's either Florida, South Carolina, Washington State, or New York. You want to write those down?
Yeah, I do. Where's my clicky pen?
I probably threw it away so you don't have to fucking click the whole damn thing. Alright, so it's Florida.
So we're doing corners here, right? We got Washington, we got New York.
Yep. Florida and South Carolina.
Oh, well, you ruined it. You should have done California.
Oh, well, I wasn't doing corners like that.
Well, you got all the other corners, kind of. It should have been Maine, too. You did a bad job. This quiz already sucks.
Okay, well, it's 11 questions. I did that on purpose. And
it's even.
This is all Blue Book laws. You have to tell me which one of those
these are the bullshit
states.
laws that,
yes.
Like if you tie your elephant to a parking meter,
yes,
you have to pay the fine.
Yes. You have to tell me which state that this law comes from. Every one of these laws is from one of those states.
Give it a go. We'll see what happens.
All right. First one. It is illegal to have sexual relations with a porcupine.
Florida.
Correct. You gonna keep your own score? Since I don't have a pen and notebook with me this time. All right. Next one. Horses may not be kept in bathtubs.
South Carolina.
Yes. Damn it. He's doing better than I was hoping already.
Yeah, let's quit now. I'll get my 100%.
Nope. The harassing of Bigfoot, Sasquatch, or other undiscovered subspecies is
Washington?
a felony punishable by a fine or imprisonment.
Washington?
Yes. It is against the law to throw a ball at someone's head for fun.
New York.
There you go. All right, so you got one of all four on the first four.
Okay.
And you got them all right. Now it gets a little more challenging. During a concert, it is illegal to eat peanuts and walk backwards on the sidewalk.
New York.
Damn, yeah. Good guess. It is illegal to give or receive oral sex.
Florida.
South Carolina.
I think it's also illegal in Florida.
Sodomy is illegal in Florida. Actually, the only one that I saw in Florida was that you can only have missionary position. It didn't specify anything about the other ones.
Well, you better break out the handcuffs, because I like it.
All lollipops are banned.
Lollipops, eh?
Yeah, apparently.
New York.
That would be Washington. You cannot buy any kind of meat on a Sunday.
South Carolina.
That's also Washington.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought that was one of the weirdest things I ever heard.
Yeah. I didn't know they were that fucking vegan.
You may not fart in a public place after 6 p.m.
New York.
Florida.
Oh.
We've broken that law many times in our lives, I'm sure.
Like there's a time? Farting's over. Put a cork in it.
That's what I say when I found this one. I couldn't believe it. All right, you got 2 left. So it's out of 11. I just said fuck it. It is illegal to display a hypnotized or allegedly hypnotized person in a store window. I'm sorry.
I would totally do that too.
I started laughing.
Well, we're gonna try New York.
Oh, it's Washington. As soon as
I know what I'm doing. As soon as I get there.
I don't know, man. I couldn't help it when I read that one. I had to put it in. And then you got a lollipop. Yes. Walk off the plane with it in your mouth. Hey guys. All right, and
oversized lollipops.
Oh yeah.
Dress up like a little girl with a fucking curls.
Pigtails. All right, and here's our last one. A person may not walk around on Sundays with an ice cream cone in his or her pocket.
I've heard this one. Oh.
I couldn't believe it, because I'm just like, who the fuck has an ice cream cone in their pocket?
Well, let's bring it home to Florida.
New York.
Who eats ice cream in New York?
I don't know.
I just know doing heroin.
I just know that shit was fucking funny when I read that.
That's a good solid 5 out of 11. That's half.
Yeah, no. It's less than half.
No, it's half, because 11's an even number. Woo!
Fuck you. Either way, I thought that was a fun quiz. Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did.
Good. That's all that matters.
The Close Enough Radio podcast is brought to you by A Clockwork Garage. Clocks, keychains, and more made from recycled auto parts. Visit www.aclockworkgarage for 40% off on all clocks. Our audio technician is Django Harbinger. We want to hear from you. Send your questions, comments, concerns, music and movie reviews, and outright insults to closeenoughradio@gmail.com or visit our Facebook fan page at Close Enough Radio. Now we go over to Mike to find out what the hell happened this week.
Well, Jay, as we said, it's been a little bit longer than a week, so I've got a few news stories that have just kind of been lingering around. Some were a little bit older, some are newer. Some of them we're going to post this picture here specifically so you can see this because it's fantastic. The story in itself isn't that great, but the picture has 1,000 words, you know? Talk about getting caught in the act. A Florida deputy catches a bull mounting his cruiser. Look at the picture, sir. I'm not kidding you.
Fuck the police.
The bull was trying to fuck the cop car. There really isn't a whole lot else to the story. Let's see. It says a wayward bull damaged a woman's car and a deputy's cruiser in Alachua County neighborhood Monday while apparently looking for love.
I do that sometimes.
Around 9:15, deputies responded to a 21400 12th Avenue.
A place.
Yeah, a place, whatever. To report a bull out in the yard. Here's the picture from that call. Apparently the bull wanted to stay out longer, just another day at the sheriff's office. Fucking weird quote. But down here it says the woman's car sustained extensive damage and the deputy's car was definitely scratched. Again, not a lot to this story, but this picture's going up.
What a load of bull.
Oh.
I mean, there's only so many puns you can make. I mean, come on.
Okay, so have you heard about this new drug called Flakka?
No.
Alright, there is some new drug called Flakka that is apparently crazier than the bath salts bullshit we already went through.
Ugh.
Well, according to this actually says that it's made from a compound called alpha PVP, and it's a synthetic version of a stimulant cathinone, which naturally occurs in the khat plant. If you're actually interested, the khat plant grows in Somalia and parts of the Middle East. Apparently in that movie, Captain Phillips, the Somalian pirates were eating it at the beginning of the movie.
Oh.
Which I thought was kind of interesting.
That movie's a remake.
Flakka comes in little crystal pebbles. It's often called gravel by dealers for this reason. And in terms of consumption, it's pretty versatile. You can smoke, snort, inject, swallow it, or you can apparently even put it in an e-cig. Interesting. It's all sorts of diversity, man. Here's why the drug is dangerous. Other than the known fact, it can be cut with pretty much any other drug, and you have no way of knowing what it is cut with, whether or not it's pure, or you can't find shit out. And basically, Flakka releases a ton of dopamine into the brain, and at the same time it blocks reuptake. I don't know what the hell that means. Which is neurotransmitters that go back to the neuron, and you eventually go back to normal. So all this dopamine gets released into the brain, and then it just chills there for a couple of hours, and it causes people to lose their minds and freak the fuck out. Well,
that sounds like fun. We
have here... Where is this now? Here we go. Florida man high on Flakka attacked an officer, and he said was God, and had sex with a tree.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me see if I'm understanding this. The Florida man attacked an officer that he thought was God, who was having sex with a tree?
I'm still trying to clarify.
Or was he having... What, did he...
I think he thinks he was God.
Okay, there's three separate things. He attacked an officer, thought he was God, and then fucked a tree.
That's what it... Yes.
Okay, because I think it would have been stranger if he found a cop who was fucking a tree. He was like, "You're God," and started beating him up. I think that'd be a better story.
Well, he was high on Flakka, and authorities say some weird new drug, sweeping the states and shit. He attacked a Brevard officer, so this is in Melbourne, Florida, by the way, after twice being shocked with a taser while repeatedly saying that he was God, according to the officials. So there we go. Yep. According to a Melbourne police report, he was spotted by a witness running naked through a Melbourne neighborhood, yelling that he was God before basically he fucked a tree. He walked up with boner and just started trying to fuck a tree.
I mean, at what point does it become sex? Is it penetration, or?
I'm assuming it's somewhere there had to be a hole in the tree.
Do you have to make the tree come?
I don't know if you have to make the tree. Well, I would assume if he put the hole there himself, there'd be sap coming out.
Wait, did he finger it first, or?
I think he had to at least
go in dry.
I think he had to at least play with the bark a little bit.
What were people saying? So, he fucked a tree. I mean, I've got questions.
I don't have answers for that. So, yeah, basically, I don't know what this shit does. I've never heard of this. This is a new thing. This is way past my experimental prime. But apparently this shit's pretty intense.
Well, listeners, if you send us some Flakka...
Apparently I'm going to try it, and you guys are going to videotape everything I do.
Yeah, we'll just do the podcast high on Flakka. And Mike's fucking the bookcase.
Fucking a bookcase? Are you kidding me?
I don't have any trees in here. Here, fuck this jar of broken glass and salt.
Not if I'm running around thinking I'm God.
Well, why would you put them together?
I don't know. So anyways, yeah, keep an eye out for this Flakka shit. I don't know much about it. I'm just not reading up on it, but this is actually one of 3 attacks I found. And the fact that it's, an hour from here?
My favorite, designer drug I've seen recently is, have you heard of crocodile?
No.
Crocodile is a Russian thing. It's a low-budget heroin. It gives you the same effects as heroin, but it's much more short-lived. But it feels like an opiate. But it only lasts for 20 or 30 minutes, and it takes 5 hours to make a batch of the shit. It's like meth. You make it out of shit you find, like
bunch of synthetic bullshit.
Yeah, but it also immediately causes your skin to start rotting.
Oh, I have heard about this. Now that you mentioned, you're right. Yes, I did hear about this on the radio.
Yeah, and it's painful as shit, and the withdrawal symptoms last a month.
Yeah, I have heard about this.
I love this. I want to start selling this shit to people, because if you're dumb enough to try this shit, you deserve what happens to you.
I can't believe that this shit's real. You're right. I forgot about that.
I like that one.
Because I heard about that probably about 3 weeks ago. So
I've known about it for maybe a year or two.
Oh, really? It's been around that long?
It was very, very popular a couple of years back.
All right, well, here's one I actually just found yesterday. Tennessee Student District serves 6-year-old pork to students. Let's see, this was a primary school, which I'm guessing is another way of saying elementary school.
I guess that's better than porking 6-year-old students.
I don't know, actually. I think this could do more internal damage. No.
No, I'm not even going to respond to that.
Oh, shit. Let's see.
I'll make the pedo joke, but you drive it home.
Yes, I do. I guess this is here's a Hawkins County Commissioner Michael Harrell told the local news station these high schoolers, they understand if they see something that they're not going to like and they don't eat it. But when you get to these kindergartners, first and second graders, they don't really know whether or not meat is bad. No shit. Some of this roast pork that they were serving dated 2009.
So I mean, this is pork that was frozen.
But yeah,
they thought it out.
Yeah, and then recooked it. But
I mean, if it was frozen continuously, I mean.
Oh, actually, hang on. I'm sorry. Right here, as I read down a little bit further, it was unclear whether the meat, which was actually frozen all those years and thawed and served, or whether or not it had become tainted. So yes, it was frozen the whole time. But so far, there's no reports of children being sick.
I mean, I understand that's a breach in protocol, especially when you're talking about children. When something's expired, it's expired. But if the meat was frozen the entire time, there's not really a problem.
Well, obviously, as being in the industry that I am, there's a extensive time you're allowed to have something fresh. So extensive time you can heat and reheat. There's the amount of times that you can have something frozen.
This is a regulatory thing. It's not a
right. Well, it's a health regulatory thing.
Again, but it's a rule, not a.
Well, typically, most places you work actually say to throw something out after 7 months. According to this, USDA guidelines recommend that frozen roast be thrown out after 4 to 12 months.
No,
7 months for something that's been frozen the whole time is a very...
What I'm asking, though, is if this meat was frozen for this amount of time, and they thawed it out, is there a real reason why you shouldn't eat it, or is it just it's not recommended, or it's not...
Well, it's not recommended, but it very easily after that point in time, you don't know, even though it's below what that's called the temperature danger zone, the TDZ, it still has that capability, especially if it was cooked and then frozen, which I don't know the details on that, whether it was cooked or raw. It has the capabilities to still allow forms of bacteria and shit in it. Plus, on top of that, you don't know, I mean, over 6 years, whether or not that freezer broke. If it was down for a day or two, that meat went back into, room temp and back up and back and forth. You don't know.
It's probably just a misprinted expiration date to leave it in there for 3 weeks.
That's a possibility. All right, here's another food one for you. This one I read and I couldn't fucking believe this. All right, Bumblebee Tuna.
Bumblebee Tuna.
Hi there, nice to see you. Bumblebee Tuna. No, the brand Bumblebee Tuna.
Yeah,
Bumblebee
I know
Foods
what it is,
in general.
and I know the joke you're making. I'm just waiting for you to get to it.
Okay. Well, there have been 2 employees charged with the death of a coworker.
I did read this.
Cooked with the tuna.
I immediately went out and bought some cans of tuna just in case I got the lucky batch.
Did you?
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe I did, but I doubt it.
Well, I guess this happened. This is just now coming to light. Back in 2012, they have, a big 35-foot long, just a massive compression oven.
Mm-hmm.
So it cooks and seals and sanitizes all at the same time, and they can do, multiple humongous batches of all this shit at the same time. Well, there was a guy in there, basically, who he went in to do some maintenance, and people put some more cans and pallets and all this shit in the way. Nobody knew he was in there, and he basically was cooked at for 2 hours at 270 degrees and found dead in the oven when they went to take shit out.
That is a shit way to go, dude.
Dude, that is horrible. All I can think of, you've seen the movie Kick-Ass?
I have seen Kick-Ass, yes.
They put the guy in the lumber compressor?
No, I don't remember that.
The lumber treatment? Yeah, it's kind
See,
of...
I was thinking Elysium.
I still haven't seen that yet.
Go, get out and watch that movie, dude. Pay for it if you have to.
Well, let's see. We've got here Rodriguez, 63, of Riverside, Flores, 42, of whatever. They could face up to 3 years in prison and fines up to $250,000. That's it. Bumblebee Foods itself is facing a maximum fine of $1.5 million. So, I'm wondering, there's got to be better safety precautions.
Like look in the oven to see if anybody's working on it?
Yes. Because something like this actually almost happened to my buddy's wife that works on I'm not going to say where, the property that I work on. She worked in the bakery all the way in the back lot. Mm-hmm. And she's rather short. I don't know, 5'1", 4'9", somewhere in that range. I don't think I've ever met her. But she used to work in the bakery in there, and they had a big walk-in bakery. She was all the way in the back trying to reorganize some stuff that was going in this big oven. Mm-hmm. Somebody rolled in a whole rack of shelves, locked the door, turned it on. And she was inside. She ran up to the door, threw shit out of the way, started banging on the window. Somebody luckily let her out before she got cooked in the oven. But
like one of them freaking door
the
hangers.
Bells.
Not even that, no. Like a magnet or something. Says, hey, I'm in the oven.
Well,
slap it on the door, and then, you know.
Not just that. You got, if you walk into any cooler or any freezer or any industrial size anything, there's an inside latch, emergency latch that'll unlock for you to get you out.
I remember that when I was working at the unnamed gas station.
Yeah.
We had several walk-in freezers.
You would think that in a big 35-foot long oven, according to this one, or a big industrial bakery oven or whatever, that they would put that in there just in case.
Well, yeah, but you don't want your cakes running out.
Yeah, I know.
It's fucking hot in there.
I'm getting out of here.
Pillsbury Doughboy turns into Pillsbury Soul, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, and lastly, I don't know if you've heard about this or not.
Nope.
I just thought this was interesting. There is now a designer dildo that you can contain your loved one's cremated ashes.
I did hear about this one.
Isn't that cool?
A little bit.
But how creepy is that? Like, what if you're, let's just say, for instance, you're a, early, mid, late 30s even, woman. Husband dies, and you cremate the ashes. I don't know, war, or just whatever. You're probably going to get back there and want a date later down the road. How do you explain the fact that you got a dildo with your husband's ashes in it down the road?
I just think it's one of those things that it's going to, you're not going to get rid of it. It's going to be an heirloom.
Mm-hmm. To your daughter?
Yeah.
That's a little creepy?
Yeah, it's creepier.
Yeah. Well, what's funny, too, if you
look at my ex-husband, isn't he dead? Uh-huh.
If you look at this picture, this is definitely an elderly woman holding the little dildo there in her lap.
Yeah.
Again, if it's an heirloom, it's something that stays in the family, I think that's a little weird. If it's something for personal use, nobody knows about it, no big deal. But it's going to come up eventually. There's no way that somebody's not going to know you have it. And, that
is a little weird.
Unique ways to save ashes, I think, is a good idea, but I don't know how I feel about this one.
My aunt wants to be an hourglass.
Your aunt wants to be in an hour? I think you told me that one time.
Oh, no, my aunt. There's a U in it.
Fuck you.
Aunt is A-N-T.
Aunt. Your aunt wants to be an hourglass. Your aunt.
No, pronouncing the word correctly doesn't mean I'm a 20s
We live
gangster.
in fucking Florida. Everybody says aunt.
Yeah, but I'm not from Florida. You noticed that, right?
I don't give a fuck.
That thing right there?
So?
I was educated in a real state with good schools.
Florida?
No.
You went to high school here, right?
I finished high school here.
You went to high school in Florida, right?
I finished high school.
So you can't say shit about it.
I did the real bulk of my education where I actually learned things in another state. Down here, all they taught me was the FCAT.
FCAT wasn't around when I graduated.
It was.
I never took it.
You would have.
I did not.
You would have just missed it.
Yeah, my senior year was when they were initiating it, so all the sophomores and juniors had to take it.
I was a year behind you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because of moving to Florida and them dicking me over.
Yeah, whatever.
My 2 years of electronics classes, my 32 credits became 1 credit because I only had 1 course number. Yeah.
That sucks.
Fuck you, Florida. Shitty school system.
And on that note, I think we're out.